Everybody knows where the equator, Arctic Circle, and Antarctic Circle are. The equator swings around Earth's belly. The Arctic Circle swings around the top of Earth, near Santa. And the Antarctic Circle, of course, is closer to the penguins of the South Pole. But what in the world are the Tropic of Capricorn and the Tropic of Cancer? This lesson will tell you what they are, where they are, and what their significance is to the tropical zone and the Arctic and Antarctic circles. Let's get right to it then. The Tropic of Cancer is a circle of latitude located approximately 23.5 degrees north of the equator, and the Tropic of Capricorn is a circle of latitude located approximately 23.5 degrees south of the equator. The area of Earth located in between the Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn is known as the tropics, or tropical, or torrid zone. You know, it's the area of Earth that's really hot and lots of rainforests lie. The reason Cancer and Capricorn are part of their respective names has more to do with history than anything happening right now. In ancient times, when these lines were named, the sun was in front of the constellation Cancer in our sky during the summer solstice, and in front of the constellation Capricorn in our sky during the summer solstice. The summer or northern solstice marks the beginning of summer in the northern hemisphere and winter in the southern hemisphere. It occurs around June 21st of every year. The winter or southern solstice is the time winter begins in the northern hemisphere and summer begins in the southern hemisphere, around December 21st of each year. Due to precession, or the wobbling of Earth's axis with time, the sun is no longer in these constellations during these times, but the names have stuck nonetheless. Okay, so what's the big deal with the tropics of Cancer and Capricorn anyways? What do they tell us? Well, the sun never appears directly overhead at the zenith anywhere outside the tropics. The points on the Tropic of Cancer are the northernmost points where the sun can pass directly overhead. This means that if you're located north of the Tropic of Cancer, the sun will always appear south of the zenith. It is at noon of June 21st of each year when the sun is directly overhead on the Tropic of Cancer, marking the beginning of summer in the northern hemisphere. On the other hand, the points on the Tropic of Capricorn are the southernmost points where the sun can pass directly overhead. If you're somewhere south of the Tropic of Capricorn, the sun appears to be always north of the zenith. And as you may have already guessed, on December 21st of each year, the sun is directly overhead at noon on the Tropic of Capricorn, signaling the beginning of summer in the southern hemisphere. The tropical zone is thus the only area of Earth where the sun can appear directly overhead, and it does so twice within this zone as it passes between its boundaries. Because the tropical zone receives so much more direct or concentrated sunlight compared to the rest of the Earth, it helps to explain why it is so darn hot over there. Contrast this with the area north of the Arctic Circle during the winter solstice and the area south of the Antarctic Circle during the summer solstice. These circles of latitude are both located at about 66.5 degrees north or south latitude, respectively. During the winter solstice, the sun does not rise north of the Arctic Circle and does not set south of the Antarctic Circle. During the summer solstice, the sun does not rise south of the Antarctic Circle and does not set north of the Arctic Circle. You would think that because each region receives a ton of sunlight during at least parts of the year, they should be really hot for at least half the time. But remember what I said about the importance of the tropics of Capricorn and Cancer. North or south of these circles of latitude, the sun is never directly overhead. This means the sunlight hits the surface of the Earth at a really low angle the farther away from the tropics you go. Instead of concentrating solar energy onto smaller tracts of land, like a magnifying glass at the tropics, such a low angle of incidence spreads out limited solar energy onto larger areas of land, disabling the sun's ability to properly heat the Earth in these areas, partially explaining the cold weather over there. Unless Santa can move the Tropic of Cancer north by quite a bit, he'll always be flying around in the cold as a result. The Tropic of Cancer is a circle of latitude located approximately 23.5 degrees north of the equator, and it lies in opposition to the Tropic of Capricorn, which is a circle of latitude located approximately 23.5 degrees south of the equator. The area of Earth located in between the Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn is known as the tropics, or tropical zone, or torrid zone. The sun never appears directly overhead at the zenith, anywhere outside the tropics. It's during the summer solstice, when the sun is directly overhead on the Tropic of Cancer. The summer, or northern solstice, marks the beginning of summer in the northern hemisphere and winter in the southern hemisphere. It occurs around June 21st of every year. Conversely, it's during the winter solstice when the sun is directly overhead on the Tropic of Capricorn. The winter, or southern solstice, is the time winter begins in the northern hemisphere and summer begins in the southern hemisphere, around December 21st of each year. Remember, because the sun is able to shine directly overhead in the tropical zone, it is able to concentrate its sunlight, like a magnifying glass can concentrate sunlight, onto smaller areas of land. This heats the land up quite a bit. At latitudes north or south of the tropics, the sunlight hits the Earth at lower angles, spreading out its limited solar energy onto larger swaths of land. This means the land is unable to heat up as much.